Smiles all around, as you see in the photographs here, for Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani. The two meeting on a Thursday afternoon in the Big Apple, all on the heels of the White House border czar Tom Homan officially announcing the end of Operation Metro Surge in Minneapolis.
I'm very pleased to report that this surge operation and our work here with state and local officials to improve coordination and achieve mutual goals, as well as our efforts to address issues of concern here on the ground, have yielded the successful results we have came here for. Operation Metro Surge is ending, and in the next week we're going to deploy the officers here in detail back to their home stations or other areas of the country that are needed.
We'll bring our panel in now. Roach is with me, Republican Minnesota State Representative, and Joann Ariola is a Republican New York City Council Minority Leader. Great to see both of you here. A lot to talk about, but I want to start off by reading the latest news here. A post from Mayor Frey of Minneapolis following his meeting with Mayor Mamdani of New York City. Here's the post. Today, I had a meaningful conversation with New York City Mayor about the reality local governments are facing. When federal government targets immigrant communities, it's cities that feel it first and cities that step up. We are building a coalition of mayors ready to lead. Joann, what stands out here with the meeting of these two and then this seemingly a statement of synergy, if you will?
I think what we have to do is really look at the wording where he said immigrant communities. Yeah. What we're looking at are illegal immigrants who entered our country, entered our city illegally, most of them criminals. I'm not sure why Mayor Mamdani is wasting his time getting pointers from the Minneapolis Mayor Frey, but when you have an issue that you want to redirect from and deflect from, like his poor handling of the recent snowstorm here, 19 people dead because of his mishandling, and the empty promises for everything that he made during his campaign, for everything to be free and raising taxes on white people, falling flat, and he still needs to really pander to his DSA base.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing. A coalition of mayors against Trump, a new group perhaps. But last night, Mayor Frey sitting down with Caitlin Collins over at CNN, making these remarks about what we saw from the border czar, the end of Operation Metro Surge. Watch.
I don't think it would be fair to simply do a victory lap and celebrate the exit of ICE before they actually leave. But again, we are optimistic. I am hopeful. The expectation is that Operation Metro Surge is coming to an end. And to be exceedingly clear, the people that deserve the credit for this operation ending is the 435,000 residents that call Minneapolis home.
So he wants to give the credit to the people, state rep, again, from the state of Minnesota. How do you read the room there?
What I think is that the people of Minnesota,
the Minnesota state rep, please. Thank you.
Sorry,
he is the biggest gaslighter ever. I mean, between him and Walz, these guys they really know how to gaslight and astroturf and shift the narrative. I mean, the reality is he should be thanking the NGOs that poured in tens of millions of dollars into the community to have these agitators come out in the street and cause chaos. Yeah, now we have Tim Walz asking for $10 million in forgivable loans, which, a forgivable loan is not a loan, it's a handout to make businesses whole that were affected by the ICE raids, and as he claimed, the ICE raids, when really it was the agitators that him and Frey had helped, stoke the flames on.
And he talks about, Joann, he also talks about, they're not going to celebrate until they all leave. They're not leaving. There is an ICE field office. That specific operation may be done, but the laws of the land will continue to be enforced.
That is absolutely right. And Tom Homan said, although we are bringing our ICE agents out of Minneapolis, we are not. They still will have a presence. However, those agents are needed in other cities like New York.
Yeah, great point. I want to move on to Mayor Mamdani. In New York City, there's an opinion piece written by RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel sounding off on Mamdani's appointment of Lena Khan to provide economic counsel. Remembering Khan served as the chairwoman of the FTC during the Biden administration. So here it is. McDaniel writes, quote, "The Khan-Biden years were marked by consistent and brutal attacks on American free enterprise, exemplified by Khan's outlandish statement likening tech leaders to mob bosses, from landmark lawsuits against Amazon to government interference in everything from handbags and alcohol to sandwiches, soft drinks, and groceries. Virtually no industry found itself immune from Khan's wrath." Again, an opinion piece by RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. This I will direct to the New York City Minority Leader Joann Ariola. Talk about the Mamdani administration, the appointment of this person. Are you concerned for New Yorkers?
I'm concerned for New Yorkers on most of his, if not all of his appointments. These are all people that want to promote communism in our city, take over our privately owned bodegas and grocery stores, cause our housing to be run by government. We've all seen what happened with NYCHA when government runs housing. Take away, our buildings from our landlords and make them into government-run buildings. This is not America. This is not capitalism. This is communism. And we're having problems in the Department of Health right now, where the people who he has placed there are having meetings about how to promote socialism and communism within the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. So this is almost like the enemy within that's coming out to fight against anyone who believes in the freedoms of America.
No.
It is very scary right now.
Not only that, he wants a new wealth tax from the state of New York. Remember, he wants free child care. You're going to need money for that, free busing, grocery stores that are free. The list goes on. And yeah, you can move around a little money here and there, but ultimately they're going to be short some money. That's why they want to tax the wealthy. I think about 2%, if I'm correct on that. But watching this from a different state, Drew, what do you see happening in New York City?
Well, obviously you've got a communist there that's running that city, and I definitely see that. Especially when you see Mayor Frey wanted to meet Mamdani, it's like it's the guy that he's looking up to, right? He would love to have Minneapolis be just like New York City and be so bold in his democratic socialist agenda. And I think it's hey, maybe they're connecting on signal chats and teaching each other some tricks. I don't know.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's Minnesota State Rep Drew Roach and former New York City Minority Leader Joann Ariola. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that.